Daryl had some interesting news yesterday. Did you see what Daryl posted yesterday out there? Got a lot of people's attention. Broward County, their court records yesterday. Quinshon Judkins, his attorney, filed yesterday to waive Judkins' right to a speedy trial, meaning the case could get pushed into early 2026. The question then became, all right, nobody's thrilled about this situation, clearly. What's this mean, though, for his situation with the Cleveland Browns? People just want to be sports fans here. He's not signed. I got to tell you, and everything that they've said kind of sounds like maybe they're not going to sign him until this thing is taken care of.
I don't know.
But if you're waiving a right to a speedy trial, have you talked to anybody about this? Like, what's going on?
There are some legal people, legal experts, and
are they real ones? Or
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So there are few people that actually practice law that are online spitting out 12-page threads on this, and a few of them said this could mean the opposite, that it's not going to be drawn out, that sometimes when this happens, this means they are closing in on a settlement behind the scenes, some sort of, ending to this.
What's the settlement behind the scenes with the court system?
Yes, with prosecutors and being able to take care of this. They could be closing in on it. So depending on, it's just one of those, depending on who you talk to, who you hear from. Obviously, it's the way they're operating right now in Florida. We just don't know. There's just not a lot of real information coming out of there.
What's part of the frustrating thing, I think, for just a football fan is that this is only the first step. Like, this situation here would only be the first step. Then you got to get, what contract are you going to sign? And the third thing is, and it's probably not even that in that order. What contract do you sign? But also, what's the NFL going to do about it? Because until it's settled, or until the situation is resolved, what is the NFL going to do? I don't know if the NFL is just going to let him play while you have an open situation going on. Yeah, people do have the right to work. Boy, we went through that a few years ago. But
you can't let him play if you don't sign him.
But you can't let him play if you don't sign him. Exactly.
And then there's the commissioner's exempt list that comes into play if they do sign him. Like, if they sign him tomorrow, they'd get a ton of bad PR, but Browns are used to that, and Browns have had no problems signing. I mean, Devin Bush is on the team. So, and they've had a slew of other guys that have had issues that
These were all guys that were under contract with the Browns before these situations came to light. There's one guy that's under contract with the Browns that had situations come to light before. And how did that turn out for them PR wise?
Yeah. But
I don't think they can sign him without this being resolved first.
I tend to agree with Owen, just because what else? I got to make sure nothing else is going to happen here. Like, this has to be just resolve it, and then we can talk about signing you. You're not under a contract right now. And it seems that they're in hearing Andrew Berry, hearing the Haslams, hearing Kevin Stefanski, it seems that they are in no hurry to get something down on paper with him before this is all taken care of here. Because I don't know how you sign a guy to a contract, something binding that you got to give him money and a signing bonus on, when he's got an open case like this where we don't know all the details just yet. I mean, you hear about how they didn't know, and then the week off, they didn't know, but apparently there was some history there between him and her. I mean, it's ugly, but it's also part of what happens. Sadly, it's part of what happens a lot in professional sports with this. So I don't think that they can just put him on the roster, but they wouldn't put him on the roster. You wouldn't just put him on the exempt list. But it's almost like you're signing up for more problems and more distractions. I don't know if it's a distraction in the locker room, but you're signing up for more problems, more distractions within your fan base that you probably don't want until it's done. Like, if they go, hey, we've come to an agreement, he has pleaded to this, and this, his punishment is this, that, and the other. He will take care of that during the winter of 2026 down here in Florida. Until then, he is free to work up in Cleveland, Ohio, this, that, and the other. And then you sign him to a contract. I think that would go over way better than anything else that you could think of, because then it's just the first step towards, okay, you sign him to a contract, then he's on the exempt list. Then it's in Rodgers' court, and then what's Roger going to do over the entire thing? So right now, guys, that whole process, I'm thinking, I don't know if we're going to see him on the field this year. I don't think we're going to see him for the Browns.
That's what's so fascinating.
That's how I'm operating.
Is this thing immediately that was kind of the way I was thinking a few days ago, and then when this came out and lawyers started weighing in and saying, "Oh, this actually means it could be heading towards a resolution." This is sometimes a tactic that does mean that talks have escalated behind the scenes to resolve something. Then immediately, if this did get resolved in the next week, my guess is the Browns would sign him. They'd get the bad PR. He would probably face some sort of suspension. And then here we go. So it's amazing that we are looking at two completely different paths here.
Well, listen, he will face some sort of legal penalty. It doesn't mean he can never work ever again. All right. He will face this legal penalty and he will face an NFL penalty. So he faces both those. I also am thinking about not just that. It's like, all right, he's missed all of camp. I imagine he's going to miss the rest of camp. So he's going to miss the preseason. I'm just going to throw him in there on the football field. Now, at that time, you could say, who knows what the Browns record is going to be? I'm sure a lot of fans are sitting there going, bleep, Ken, why not? It ain't going to work like that. So I as of right now.
Yeah, the only thing I would say to that, though, is we have had everybody kind of tell us it is a running back. Like the running back is the one position where you could see a player get thrown in. Like coaches have thrown in running backs that they have just picked up and they've rushed for 100 yards in games. Like
but in the type of offense that you run, if you're going to run play action and boot, hell, by the time he plays, Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel could be playing for you. So do you want to just have him out there and leave Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel naked out there to go get rocked? I don't think anybody else would want to do that.
Are these running backs that have been thrown in? And I there are names that pop in my head, but none of them have ever been guys that have never had an NFL training camp before, right? Like he's never had an NFL training camp. Like they signed Kareem, he was gone, and then he comes back when Nick Chubb gets the knee injury, right? And they throw him right back into the fire.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that's been in the NFL for a while, right? Like,
yes.
Has been through all of the hurdles of the offseason and the preseason leading
and
up
knows
to
what your offense is doing. Yes.
Quinshon's never even had other than some mini camps, right? And some OTAs.
That's it.
That's his only NFL experience.
Yeah, I'm just saying if this were a quarterback, I would say right now his season's over.
At the same time,
a running back, I don't think his season's over, and I don't think Browns care about PR.
Run 45 dive, go do it, Quinshon. Right?
I think the Browns have proven over the years they'll draft guys with all sorts of red flags, asterisks, former police reports in college. They've never really cared about any of that. I mean, they might say they do, and they might bring in who was it they had come in and talk to.
Yeah.
To their team about domestic violence. The reality is, on the police report, it does say this girlfriend of his has visible bruising to the face.
But
so he's absolutely going to get suspended.
Exactly. And it's not, but that's what I'm saying. How long is this suspension here?
Yeah.
How long does this go? Is it a standard 6 or how does that work?
What was Mike Hall last year?
It ended up being 5 with the time and everything like that. So again, I look at it and go, how quickly does it get resolved? And then how quickly do you sign him to a contract? Because I'm sure there might be some wrangling there. Maybe he's just desperate and will sign anything you put in front of him. And then you have to go through the NFL system. So it might be sooner than later. But as of right now, I'm looking at it going, well, it's a second-round pick that just basically does not exist now. I've had first-round picks that haven't existed over the last 3 years. I can get used to that. So it's a second-round pick that just does not exist. And I think a lot of fans' problems is it's like, hey, you sign up for the problems, you got to deal with it. Like the Bengals of the 2000s signed up for a lot of problems. They also went to the playoffs a bunch. They didn't win, but they went to the playoffs a bunch. If you knowingly sign up for the problems, that's one thing. But the whole, hey, the babe in the woods routine to then going, oh, yeah, there was a history there. Beg pardon? So what do you know that you're getting into? I mean, sometimes it's like, hey, you don't know. Guys mess up. That's the nature of the business. Your product is people. It's tough. But in this case, what do you know? What don't you know? And then how do you get them out there on the football field? I mean, these are all big things that I think for a lot of fans go, hey, you know what? Season's going to be rough enough as it is. If he gets out there, fine. I don't even know if fans are going to say great over that, considering what's accused here. If he gets on the field, fine. But if he doesn't get on the field, it's not like they're expecting much anyway.